I made an order from HelloFresh, and it's supposed to be delivered today. Will it go well? I hope so. So it comes with this topper, and it looks like it is a stuffing of sorts. Pretty protective. So let's take a look here. What we have is apple and brie sandwiches. So they must set it up by meal. This is chickpea powered Mediterranean couscous. So this is sweet potato fajitas. And next up we have cheese tortellini in a mushroom sauce. That one I'm really excited about. And of course, you know, I got this because it was Black Friday and it was a really good deal and I thought it was a great opportunity. And now you'll notice that this one's kind of wet and very cool to the touch when I picked it up. So this is, oh, I see. So this is how they keep the stuff that's supposed to be cold, cold. And this is a huge chunk of ice that says recycle me. Okay, so I like that. Cut a corner, empty the non-toxic contents, and recycle, which is great. But then there's this part of me that goes, could I just use it in my cooler when I go camping? So more to come. Maybe I recycle this, maybe I don't. Let's remove that. And it looks like this was the only cold thing I had in there. I mean, I read the word brie, right? Brie should be cold. I don't know. I'm not excited just yet about it. So I'm going to take this and put this in the fridge. All right, so here are the meals that we have from the box. The sweet potato fajitas, the apple and brie sandwiches, the chickpea powered Mediterranean couscous, and the cheese tortellini in a mushroom sauce. So we know we put the tortellini in the fridge. The apple and brie, though, I'm a little worried about because the brie really should be refrigerated, right? So I'm going to open this up. I'll put the camera down, I guess. Hold on. All right, so I got this open and we're going in to look at the contents here. So we have, so this is, so that's a loaf of bread. I hope there's another one in there. Okay, yes, okay, good. Because I was thinking that I was going to be a hungry LaurelBelle. And then this is, oh dear, it says keep refrigerated. You guys see that? But it absolutely is not even really cold at all to the touch. So I'm not super excited here. Quite disappointed, actually. I think I'm going to have to contact them. And then we have the lemon, which does seem to be a little bit cooler. And then looks like a whole grain mustard. That's lovely. Now the whole grain mustard is kind of cool, but the brie is not. I mean, and when I say kind of cool, I don't mean refrigerated cool. I mean just a little cool. So here we go. Here is, I'm guessing the jam spread. So there is the cranberry jam spread, and here's the mayonnaise. And again, it's cool, but not what I would consider refrigerator cool. It's just, it's not. It's just not. So let's see what else we have in here. Oh, and it does come with one apple. So I'm going to take a break and I'm going to contact the company because I personally would not eat warm brie that's been traveling for a bit. So I went ahead and opened up the chickpea powered Mediterranean couscous because I wanted to see if there would be any other issues before I called HelloFresh. And yeah, same problem. So here is some feta cheese that actually feels a little warm to the touch. Interestingly enough, this zucchini is cool to the touch, but I think that this was in the bottom of the bag, this was in the top of the bag, and this, the bottom of the bag, you know, you can tell that it's a little wet down here, was touching this. So I think that what was on the bottom was touching the cool stuff, and I think that it's going to be the same for each of the bags. So I'm going to empty them out real quickly, put the things that need to be in the fridge, and then I'm going to call. So these are the items for the sweet potato fajitas. Pepper jack cheeses, kind of warm to the touch. Now this sour cream was near the bottom, and this is cool to the touch. And then there's just some basic vegetables down there. This one is the cheese tortellini and the mushroom sauce. And this was, I think it's okay. And there's some mushrooms, but the sour cream is kind of warm to the touch. And the cream cheese spread is definitely, there's no coolness to it at all, as well as the Parmesan. I don't know that the Parmesan needs to be kept cool, but it does look like it's shredded, and I'm going to say that probably it's not the processed kind that can just remain in a container. So, okay, there we have it. I'm going to call HelloFresh, and I'll chat with you guys in a bit. So I wanted to update you on my HelloFresh subscription box. UPS came, and I ran out and I grabbed it, and I was like, ooh, let me get this stuff unpacked really quick and get it in the refrigerator and then get back into my office. When I opened it, the only thing that was kind of refrigerated, like between two cold packs, was the tortellini, and everything else was in paper bags together. And while I appreciate that, so I ordered 4 different meals, and while I appreciate that they put the ingredients in the 4 different bags, they put the cold stuff in the bags. So by the time it reached me, and we're talking like in the morning, but not morning hours, like just before noon, it wasn't cold anymore. When I pulled out the cheese, like the Parmesan, the Brie, the sour cream, it was not cold to the touch anymore. As a matter of fact, it wasn't really cool to the touch anymore. I think there were a couple of items that were cool, and that would only be where it was in the bottom of the sack and sitting on top of the cooler pack. So I hurried to get everything in the fridge, even the things that were a little warm. I knew I needed to contact the company immediately to let them know something had gone awry, but I was still hopeful that everything would be, good. So I got online. I found that they had a chat available, so I joined a chat to speak with a customer service representative. I explained what had happened, and I also explained that I wasn't quite sure what to do, but I was uncomfortable preparing the meals with the uncool ingredients that I had. So the customer service representative simply said, yeah, sorry about that. I'm just refunding your payment to your payment method. So I responded with, oh no, I wasn't saying that you had to refund me. I was thinking more along the lines, could you just resend the cool ingredients, the ones that basically were damaged? And he said, that's not what we do. I can only refund it. So I was in the process of requesting that he just resend all of the meals back out when he just ended the chat. So I really wanted to do a yay review on HelloFresh, and I must tell you, it's a wah, wah, wah. I can't say that I would recommend that to anyone. I do intend to try others. I would like to try, the Blue Apron. I want to try a couple others. But here's the thing that I learned after having that kind of interesting conversation with a customer service rep. And I understand that this is one representative from HelloFresh. I also understand that if I did not live in Florida, the items might not even have been warm, right? But the fact is that I do live in Florida, and I would think that based on my location, they might want to pack things a little bit differently. So I went online and I found a study that was done a couple of years ago concerning companies that send food out to individuals, and HelloFresh was on that list. And what they did, it was a really interesting study. They placed orders with each of the companies, and I'll link the study below in case you're interested in reading it. I found it to be quite interesting. So they placed orders with each of these companies, and then when it was delivered, they let it sit outside for about 2 hours, and that was to say, let's say that you weren't immediately at home when the item was delivered, which could very well be the case. If you work outside the home and you went to work, when you came back, your items should still be cool when you unpack them, because there's nothing that says, hey, we're delivering at 10, you must be present, yada yada. So they took a look at each one of them after those 2 hours. They unpacked, and then they took the cold items and they did a temperature on each of them. And so basically they tested 4 items in the pack. And I will tell you that some of them, and I want to say that it was Blue Apron, but please don't quote me here, did really well. But HelloFresh was 0 for 4. All 4 of them were absolutely not cold enough for food and safety standards. So I found that that was really interesting. And in the article, and I don't know, so this is a couple of years ago, so things may have changed since then, but the Food and Drug Administration doesn't really monitor these companies like they would, let's say, your local grocery store. So I thought that those things were interesting to kind of let you know. Not that I'm not going to try it again, mind you, but I'm probably going to go with Blue Apron the next time. But this was kind of a bit of a dud. Now, what my mom and I did, we went to Publix and we picked up the ingredients that had spoiled. And then we came home and made our first meal. And I'm going to kind of, I'll let you see exactly kind of how that went down. So I'll be right back.
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus, down through the chimney with lots of toys, all for the little ones' Christmas joys. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, tick, 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 down through the chimney with good Saint Nick.
Now, I can tell you that sandwich was absolutely delicious. It really was tasty. The mustard was good. I took a chance on that one, even though it was warm and it said it should be refrigerated. We tried it and it's fine. Nothing happened to us, so we're good. The cranberry paste was delicious. The mix between those two was really great. I wish in hindsight, so I was doing it really fast because we had gotten in late. We were both really hungry. In retrospect, I should have slowed down a little bit and made the apple slices very thin, and then also done the brie thin and then kind of smooshed it out a little bit, which we ended up kind of doing in the sandwich. We just were like, you know, mushing it down and separating it out as we ate. But it was really tasty. And I have no complaints there other than I'm the one who had to go re-get the brie at Publix. But the taste was really, it was good. The great thing about that one is I did have the instructions, so that's good. And I decided to save that because I wouldn't mind just going and getting the ingredients in the future and eating that again. I thought it was really tasty. So I think I've kind of really replaced the ingredients. So even though I would say that I would not order from HelloFresh again because I wouldn't want to go through that, I have gone in and purchased the ingredients that we missed. So I am going to try each of them and I'll let you know how the recipes turn out. So there you have that.